Namaste. Join us this Sunday for free global online session, Yoga and Meditation for body, mind and soul.
We will heal the earth, heal the earth, heal the earth. We will heal the earth, heal the earth, heal the earth. Stars, they can tell you stories which are brighter than yesterday. The streets have never been so quiet. The squirrels found a new hideaway. Tomorrow will never be the same. There is so much hope in our hearts. Brick by brick, we shall overcome and walk right into a new start. Welcome to the brand new world. We're the children of our Mother Earth. Reach out your hands, let us heal our earth together. We will heal the
A global namaste to all. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever in the globe you're connecting to us with. Welcome to Healing Our Earth, a community channel, a global community channel that offers free online events every week. This week is yoga and meditation. How exciting is that? And today I'd like to introduce you to a special guest and our facilitator, Mr. Himanshu Mehta. Now, let me tell you something about this incredible gentleman, Mr. Himanshu Mehta. He's been passionately involved in yoga for the past 40 years. And he's been active since the age of 12. Isn't that amazing? And he's advanced in many yogic schools of thought, such as Hatha Yoga by BKS Guruji Iyengar, Sri Yogendra Ji, Dr. Yadav and Hansaba, Shivanand, Bikram, and Patabi Joyce. Wow, amazing. For the past 7 years, Himanshu Ji has been doing Kar Seva. He gives free coaching every Saturday in the Surya Namaskar, the sun salutations. That is so fantastic, Himanshu Ji, amazing. Yoga and pranayama every Saturday, amazing. For the elderly and primarily his mom, he devised the chair Surya Namaskar. Now that is something I would love to learn, the chair Surya Namaskar. He's also known to have devised the slowest form of the Surya Namaskar with chakra meditation on mantra and music. Oh my God, that so resonates with me in the Panchamabhut. Amazing. I need to learn this all. The first of its kind globally. Amazing, Himanshu Ji. Are you there? Global Namaste. Welcome to Healing Our Earth.
One moment. Global Namaste to everyone.
Welcome to Healing Our Earth.
What a privilege it is to be invited by Healing Our Earth team on this free global online session.
I know, and it's so wonderful to have you here. Himanshu Ji, yoga itself, the yoga asanas open up our chakras, don't they?
So, as we do, as you mentioned about the Surya Namaskar with Chakra meditation, which is globally first of its kind that I devised. So we deal with the 5 chakras, and we open up the chakras, and I wouldn't say open up, but we activate the chakras, and as she said, then we balance it also. So whomsoever have been practicing with us, they feel like, totally elevated, spiritually elevated. So with those Surya Namaskar.
Right.
We do just only 12 Surya Namaskars, only 12 Surya Namaskars, but that is in 1 hour. So we give enough time for us to get activated.
So yes, they do say that one should do a minimum of 12 Surya Namaskars, right? That's 24. That's
No.
2.
12 is single. So total, if you consider a pair, then it's 6. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
For a good health, the minimum you can do is 3.
I do that every day. I do 3.
Oh, then you're sorted.
I do three. I do
You have a
three.
strong
Yeah.
heart. Then you have a strong heart.
Well,
Doc-
I try
Dr.
to.
Dean Ornish, who is head of the cardiology department in US, he has written in his book that if you do 3 Surya Namaskars every day, then you can reverse the blockages.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
And he
That's.
was the president of United States, basically.
Speaking of Surya Namaskars and
Oh,
everything that's.
Aniji, you're right.
I see Dr. Hani Kalaria. Welcome, Global Namaskar, Hani ji.
A global namaste to everybody, and what a wonderful discussion you guys are having. How did you find today's day then, Seema? How has it been for you so far?
It was wonderful. I so much inspiration with Dr. Mickey Mehta and Himanshu ji and Deepal and her chakra meditation. I think I got lost there for a moment, and I had to knock myself back up and say, okay, come on back on board, it's time now. But I could have gone on and on. And I like I said, Himanshu ji's yoga session was a celestial dance.
So I love that dance bit that you bring in, because, we always say that creativity comes from the higher consciousness. Like when you sit down and suddenly you get inspired to write a poem, or you write a song, or you start singing a song. So that inspiration comes from the highest source, we call like universal consciousness. So even art, dance, music, anything creative, I believe it has a beautiful consciousness connection to it. And that's the reason it makes you feel joyful. Anything which is good for you, anything that is positive, will always make you feel joyful, right?
It's so interesting that you said that, honey. I've met people who could not paint for toffee. Excuse me, they just couldn't paint in their younger age when I was schooling with some of the girls. And they embraced, either a form of dance or yoga or meditation and went with it. And suddenly they just blossomed into this beautiful lotus. And they're painting the most beautiful pictures, or if they've taken up the best musical instrument and given it 100%, and they've just gone into that realm of creativity, watered the seed and have it grow, and it blossoms into this beautiful flower. And it's true, it happens. It may not happen immediately, but all you have to do is plant a seed. Once the seed is planted and you water it, it will grow. And like you said, the super consciousness or the divine will give you the grace to allow that to blossom.
Absolutely. And I don't know what Himanshu thinks about this, but I always say that, meditation is like a spiritual shower. So when you sit down, it's a shower for your soul, as we go and have a shower every single day for our physical body. If you sit down and meditate every single day in your own way, whichever meditation seems to work for you, but whatever way you do it, but that time will help you to get kind of like a spiritual soul shower for your soul. So it cleanses all the negativities, the negative charges, for the day. Throughout the day, you've been tired, stressed, maybe had a little fight with a neighbor here, or whatever's happened. Kids screaming and shouting, whatever you have to deal with in life, everyday life. What do you think, Himanshu ji? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, it's like visiting the mind parlor, mind parlor. That's it. So, because there's so many things going in the mind. We have 60,000 thoughts in a day. So it's regulating everything. And as we say, it's all between the 2 years every time.
Yeah, from getting madness to the mindfulness.
What do you mean by the ego? So let's say we were sharing with our audiences what the ego means. Let's see what perhaps, Himanshu mean. What does he think ego means? What do you think, Seemaji? What does ego mean? Let's start with you.
The ego is the identification of I. For me, on a personal level, it's making that I very strong. I did this, I did that, I did that.
And then why should we not say that? I'm not that I'm trying to interrogate you, but why should we not say I did that? Because I did do this, and I did go and cook some food, and I did this. So what is the differentiation?
Are you really that I? Think about this question. Are you really that I?
Yeah, but if I went and cooked some food and I say, it wasn't me, it was someone else who cooked that food in the kitchen, it couldn't, so how would you explain I and the ego? How would you differentiate?
Think again. Who am I? You really have to think at a deeper level. I'm Seema. Yeah, I have this body. Yeah, I'm from Kenya. Yeah, I'm a yogic food chef. Yeah, but who am I? That is where you have to take that journey to really find out who the real I is. Aham Shiva. Aham Shivami. They say Aham Shivami. I am Shiva. I am Krishna. I am Radha. I am Ma. It's that journey, and the ego limits us with all these, limiting beliefs, limiting, we're socialized, right? We all socialize differently in different environments. The process of socialization limits us. The environment we're brought up in limits us. The schools we went to limit us. The institutions we're in could limit us. Marriage or anything, or living in a joint family. All these elements are there that will limit us. But you know what we see as limitations, I'm beginning to realize this more now as I'm growing older. It's the limitations, or what we believe are the limitations. If we recognize them as elements to just make us stronger to persevere and go deeper within the path. Look, the path is very long. I'm no guru and I'm no teacher or nothing. Okay, I'm just a student and I'm learning every day. And one thing I'll say is, for me on a personal level, I have to keep saying this, once you embrace the spiritual path and you have a living master, there's so much grace.
There's a lot of divine blessings, that support you on the path, as you say, right?
There's so much grace.
Absolutely. Simaji, I was just going to move on to just Himanshu, because I know he's trying to say something about the ego.
I can go on and on.
You know me. The ego. So what do you mean by ego? What do we feel, Himanshu ji? What do you feel by the ego?
As we say in yoga, I'm a spiritual being in a physical form, basically, right? So we have the study of 25 tattvas. So it is said that if you have the knowledge, right knowledge of 25 tattvas, you can liberate yourself. You can reach the Kevalya.
And so what do you mean by tattvas? What do we mean by tattvas? So people who are watching, because we have people from different backgrounds. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
So it's a Purush and Prakruti. Now we can go deep and we can have hours and hours of discussion in that, but I'll go as brief as possible. So first is Purush and Prakruti. So Prakriti, after Prakriti comes the Buddhi, and Buddhi then Ahankara, that's the ego. Okay. Now, when we see ego and Buddhi, Buddhi is the intellect. So ego and Buddhi, they play a seesaw. Okay. So when your intellect is working fine, your ego is suppressed. Okay, and that's the practical aspects of it. And when the ego shoots up, then your buddhi doesn't work. As we see the Ravana was a great, knowledgeable Brahmin. He was as good as a god, right? But what really happened to him was the ego took over his buddhi. So that made him collapse.
So we could say buddhi means reasoning power. Is that right?
Basically the intellect.
Yes.
So you go beyond, and how you utilize that intellect. So everything on this universe is like Triguna. Okay. So when we say Triguna, that's Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, right?
Right. So what do we mean by that in English terminology? So we're saying Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvic. Yes?
No, Tamas is a dullness, lethargy, laziness.
Right.
Rajas is you're agitated, accelerated.
Excited, a lot of energy.
Yeah. And Sattva is you're blissful, you're bright, everything is fine. Okay.
Peaceful, balanced state.
Exactly. So what happens when we know, that's what I explain to my students here when I conduct my Kar Seva session every Saturday, that morning when we wake up, we are in a tamas state of consciousness. Well, we are like bored, we don't want to go. Maybe somebody will put the alarm, instead of alarm, the snooze and all. Okay, and then of course you decide to go. So the Rajas gets activated. The Rajas is dominating then. Before the Tamas was dominating, then the Rajas is dominating. And then you have a fantastic yoga session and you are like totally energized. You feel so blissful. And this Saturday, Pratima, she was there. This Saturday, we had a hilarious session that everybody did. I gave a very tough class. We had a Surya Namaskar for 1 hour. Then we had a yogic warm-up for half an hour. And then it was raining cats and dogs. And we all did Surya Namaskar on the beach, despite of heavy rain.
Wow.
And then, I mean, everybody was so energized. They were all in a euphoric state. So they were totally from Tamsik, they went to Rajsik state. And from Rajsik, they went to Sattvic state. So they were dancing.
Such a beautiful progression there. Wonderful. And you know, look at that. You're taking people on a journey, and we all are on a journey at the moment. Sivaji.
Yeah.
Hi, Navanita. I know we're going to be seeing you very shortly as well. And you've been listening to us discussing this, what ego means, etc. And in our spiritual journey, we all talk about we have to get rid of our ego. We have to live a more spiritual life, etc. What does it mean for you that, because we are sharing with our audiences, our global audiences, what do we mean by ego?
First of all, global namaste to you, Haniji, and global namaste to all of our audiences and our Neel Kumar ji, who is motivating us to come into this platform, share our knowledge and radiating that knowledge to everybody around us. And that's what is also one of the essences of yoga. Yoga is not only keeping yourself fit mentally, physically, and when you are mentally balanced, you are radiating that knowledge, you are radiating that love, that scent of love all around yourself. You're building that beautiful, healthy, happy community around us. So when it comes to ego, I think I haven't come with anything when I came to this world, and I'm not going to go with anything from this world. So what is there for me to think about as ego? Nothing belongs to me, actually. It's all God's. I'm only his representative. He has given me, endowed me certain responsibilities, and I'm the chosen one when I'm teaching someone. And I am utterly, utterly grateful to that Almighty for choosing me to do this magnificent job.
That's very true. Thank you, Navanita. And Simaji, you know, when we talk about all of this and we come back to these wonderful discussions that we're having here, why do you think it's important for people to meditate in terms of, like, you know, because we talk about it's health reasons, spiritual reasons, whatever. Why do you meditate? What does it do for you?
To be more present in the moment and to know myself.
Very powerful, very powerful. Oh, Simaji, you know, I just wanted to say we're kind of coming to the end of and we are moving on to Navanita very shortly. But I just wanted to say one day we need to come down and we need to ask you for your whole story, because it would be wonderful to hear your journey into the world of spirituality. And of course, Himanshu ji as well, we need to perhaps get you on board to talk about your story, how you came into this, because there's so much knowledge both of you are sharing with our audiences out there that you must have gone through some process yourself, you know, for you to be able to.
Yeah, you asked about meditation. So I would say, in short, about meditation, it starts with more of an introspection, and it's kind of an auto-hypnosis, okay? And then gradually, once you realize yourself, it's more about self-realization. So you start detaching with whatever attachments, because we get attached to so many things. So eventually you keep on detaching, and then it may come a stage, of course, the journey is on, it may come a stage that you are totally detached from everything.
Absolutely, because that detachment is what we're working towards, right? As soon as you have this attachment, you know that there's always going to be hurt. we were always going to be upset about things. Oh, my money, my this. They said this to me. He said that to me. You know, there's always this attachment with things. Or I didn't achieve my goals, and I'm a failure. I'm this, I'm that. You know, there's so many things that go on a psychological level. Whereas if you had no attachment, yes.
When you start with less, when you start thinking less is more, less is more.
Absolutely. Well, Himanshu ji, I just want to say thank you so much for your words of wisdom to finish off with those wonderful words of wisdom. Seema ji, you've been absolutely amazing with your fantastic hosting as always. You're part of our family here on Healing Our Earth, and now we've got Himanshu ji as well as part of our family. Thank you very much for being part of this group and this collective consciousness, working to transform people's life, educate.
Yeah. Big thank you to Nil Kumar.
Sorry?
I said a big thank you to Nil Kumar.
Absolutely, yes, from all of us, of course, for doing such a grand job here and helping us have this platform to be able to do the work that we need to do for the world. Well, thank you so much, and a global namaste to both of you. We're going to, of course, go off and speak to Nabanita. It's interrogation time for her now. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. Have a lovely day. Global namaste.